Good night, my fellow friend. Good morning, good evening, or maybe even good night. Hello there and welcome back. It is I, Wizlix, and here I am to play, well, a game as always. Well, today is the game that I usually play on Fridays, so you probably expect it if you're actually following. If anyone follows me. Anyway, this is, well, as always, the Grace Ace Attorney Chronicles and loading screen. Last time we were fighting for what happened last time? There was this, we're playing a girl and the assistant. We're defending a friend. Something happened, murder, I think. It's actually Giselle Brett who died. It's the one who killed the professor, Dr. John H. Wilson, father of Iris from the first game. And now we're trying to understand who actually killed her. Probably the photograph, but why? We don't know yet. And that's where we were, I think. We had to look for this photograph, and that's why we changed the bot. We saved, I don't know. We finished this not really chapter, but this part of this chapter. Anyway.
I'm so sorry, Susato.
Okay, let's not do that. I should have told you about the toxin. Ray. You have a strong sense of responsibility. I know that's why you decided to shoulder the burden alone. That's not it at all. Huh? I was scared of my failure coming to light. That's all. So I hope to retrieve the substance from this English woman before anyone found out. Before the trial started, do you remember what you said, Susato? That you had no doubt in your mind about my innocence. You stand by me to the last. I remember. And yet I didn't deserve your trust in me. I need important details from you, Susato. I completely betrayed your faith in me. Kid me, Susato. I deserve it. No, in fact. Ooh. Throw me to the floor. Oh. It's too good for me as well. Drag me through the city streets. I'm no better, you know? Oh. Even though in my heart I knew that you'd pull the knife blade from Miss Brett's back, it was just a brief moment when, in my mind, I doubted you. So, I'm sorry. After I stood here and promised you that I'd stand by you and always be on your side, I betrayed your faith in me too. As such, I failed you as a lawyer. I actually like her reactions. I think this situation has taught both of you a valuable lesson. Placing your unbridled faith in another is no easy task. Yes, Father. The fact has suddenly struck me. Which is why I can see more clearly now. So, Ray. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo.
Oh, Susato.
You know, you'll always be a gallant dashing lawyer in my eyes. Ah, alright. I was so scared now when it happened. I don't know what was going on. The English woman was standing in the back of the hut, listening to what I was saying. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well now, whatever do you mean? And then, a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet, collapsing on the floor in front of me, with a knife in her back. All happened right before my eyes.
Gosh.
Okay. And you were the only people in the hut at the time? That's right. Just Miss Brett and myself. There was no one else. So I just don't understand how she could possibly have been stabbed like that. Great miss. Fortunately it's a weekend. I'm so tired. So my brain is actually swimming in the sea of thoughts, and I just do whatever I think I should at the moment. And when I realize that I maybe shouldn't, or I feel like it's straight dumb, I just regret it. That's totally fine. A great mystery, indeed. Maybe I still can't believe it. It happened. I can't believe it happened. That's why I just couldn't bring myself to speak up. It will be alright. However it happened, and whatever your ray went on by the sea that day, I promise you, I'm going to prove everything you've said you saw in true is true. Spoken like a true Mikotoba. Now I think we should discuss what's coming up in the trial, don't you? Don't have much time. Let's make sure we have our facts in order. Yes, I expect the poison is going to come under close scrutiny in the upcoming proceedings. Police should hopefully have identified it on the blade by now. Trouble is, it's a completely new laboratory synthesized blend of alkaloids. Let me look at something. Alkaloids. Ah! It's those with circles. It's a molecule with a not a circle, but well, a cycle. I think that's what it's called. The police won't have any way of testing for it. I guess. I see. How do you synthesize it if you don't know what you have? You should have a way to know what you have. No? Oh, that's why. That's why. I'm tired. Oh. Yes, without this chemical reagent, it's impossible to detect the toxin. Chemical reagents? I sent a colleague of mine off with some earlier to deliver to police headquarters. I think perhaps you should have some as well. Though, just in case. Ah! I wonder what will happen. It's like we'll have to use it on some clothes or something. Or some people, or some camera. Or photos, or whatever. I don't know. What's the matter, Cesaro? You suddenly very quiet. It's this newspaper article. Exclusive deadly poison stolen from Humane Medical Research Laboratory. I'm wondering how the information got out, given that it was a government secret. English woman's doing. Was when the Professor and Suzuki-san were being interviewed at the laboratory. The so-called English ladies sworn in, and without any compunction, said to Professor Mikotoba, "I can do something, but I know that it will sound strange." Let me try it, actually. No? Yes? Wait a second. Hell no. Oh, you'll never hear that. Woo. Hell no. Read it. You should read it yourself. Substance there, blah 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 blah. Professor. It must put me in a very awkward position, to be frank. It put me. But Suzuki-san's curiosity had been piqued, so I had little choice but to give him a cursory introduction. So then Suzuki-san knew about the poison. Yes, and it's highly likely that the reporter who was writing up the story about us would have caught a glimpse of the toxin too. This many men now. No. By the way, did the reporter join you all when you went to the beach? Oh, no. No. I don't remember the reporter being there. He still took this picture. Huh? Oh, what? It's like he's the killer. Oh. What am I doing? It's fine. A non-criminal has been given permission by the authorities to bathe by the seaside. Suzuki-san pointed out that inviting a reporter might be problematic. The man was sent back to his office. Yet he obviously didn't go back. He secretly followed the body to the beach and took this very candid photograph. Then presumably he posted it anonymously to the police. Ah! Yes, that must be what happened. Let's go. We just had that we knew. No. Alright, let's go. The trial is about to begin. Resume. Please proceed into the courtroom at once. It's time to seal ourselves once again. Defense attorney, Rutaro Naruhodo. Yes? Grace has put her faith in me now and told me everything. I can't let her down. I have to prove that what she's telling the court is true. I have to prove that what really happened that day. I'm tired. I don't have the time to have a day job and all that. I did that every day since when actually? I think it's since Monday? What? Tuesday? Maybe. I'm just tired. I hereby call this court to order as we reconvene to continue the trial of Ray Mambabi. Prosecutor Uchi, have you summoned a new witness? Oh dear. If I address that question, Your Excellency. have some very important news to share. I didn't have to lower it, but I was curious. And why does he look so happy about it? Shit. Okay, I'm good. During the recess, with the collaboration of Professor Mikotoba's laboratory at Yuma University, police re-examined the knife that we used to end Miss Giselle Brett's life. Admire your rapid handling of the matter. Too kind, Your Excellency. Too kind. I was merely carrying out your instructions, of course. I had the region delivered to the police headquarters by Rick Show, and we'll be there in good time. Judging by the man's swagger, I fear we might need to brace ourselves for the inevitable. What were the results? This dagger, which was so cruelly used to end the life of the victim. No trace of poison anywhere along its blade. Have you tried to use it on the pen? On the pen, simply. No. I'm pretty sure it's actually the fountain pen of many. The photograph. Like she got stabbed from with a pen and she got poisoned like that, and also stabbed with a knife too, like double stab, something like that. Will hurt a bit. Gonna have made a mistake. The trace of poison was found on the blade. Delicious water. Directly sourced from, well, a mountain. Every how is it called? Well, water bottles, actually. Nearly all of them. That's actually, maybe? Most of them. Right. The other prosecution is ready to call a new witness. The newspaper reporter managed to capture a photograph of the crucial moment. Good. Very well, officer. Bring in the witness. The trace of poison on the knife. It shouldn't be out of ordinary, actually. Ah, German. Medicine. So, kusuri in Japanese. Huh? Really? Oh, okay. Germany is the actual... Wow. Interesting. I'm not sure medicine will be entirely appropriate. Ah. Or poison? Haha. Okay, let's see. Sort of stamp. It isn't the Yume University one. Would seem to imply that the pen doesn't in fact belong to Ray. Oh, shoosh. Look at that. I like to see. I don't think we can try it. We'll see. I'm pretty sure that the poison is here. How could a toxin have entered the victim's body? Pen? It's alright. There's something really strange about him already. Why is he using a pencil and not a pen to write all of this when we actually know that he used a pen because of the ink that he actually have on the right hand? Ooh, I'm so smart. I know. RM. Right and many memo. The show you news. Oh, you can't see my mouse. Look is here. What's a journal, father? Do you know? Huh. Symbolic retraction of journalist. How to not make it more obvious? Look. Up there where the news breaks, putting pen to paper to pen? Pen or pencil? I actually have a pencil. Oh my. Oh my. Oh damn. Wow. They don't call me the hero for nothing. Nice guy of news. So it was you who took this photograph, was it? Well, what have we here? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whoosh. Wow. When Mama sends a scoop in the offing. Offing? Oh? No? Filma stands up to foul play, defended by curiously handsome young lawyer. Oh, okay, it's not us. Okay, we're fine. In Supreme Courts. Handsome. That's her, not me. Anyway. Huh? It's very dumb to actually put your tongue on a pencil. Why do you do that? Right then, let's start with your name. Ritaro Naruhodo. Next. What made you want to become a lawyer? I want to reform a country's legal system, I suppose. Huh. You suddenly become very ambitious. You were Kazuma-sama's dream for a while. Either way, my name is Taketsushi Auchi. That's Taketsushi Auchi. The so-called dark horse of the Supreme Court. My objections strike fear into every defense lawyer's hearts. Nobody asked that. Eee. Hurts. Not cool. It's true. It's true. Nobody will want to read the story of a bald man. half bald. Well, someone who's bald and can't accept that he is bald, actually. Or balding. What his God demands to know is whether or not you were responsible for the taking of this huh? For taking of this picture. It was delivered anonymously to the Imperial Police Bureau only yesterday. Yeah, I wouldn't be a Jonah if I didn't click quick when presented with a scoop like that now, would I? Sometimes story call out to me, sometimes I have to chase them down. But either way, you've got to be fast. Fast legs to run with and a fast hand to write with. It's no good if you don't note it down, I always say. It's what I call my mini-memoism. Mini-memoism? Uh-huh. Interesting. I remember your face. We met that day when you were interviewing myself and Sosaki-san. That's right, that was me. Mini-memo again. We were supposed to be going back to Shoyu News offices through meeting. The scoop is, I didn't. Is that English women's words had piqued my journalist interest. Journalistic. Miss Brett's words? The criminal left to do as she pleased. Just because she happens to be a British citizen? It's horse dung. This country's judiciary is to run to core. The Supreme Court's ruling are involved the paper they're written on. The police are just imperial pawns. It's actually pretty real here. Say you don't, young man. A complex political issue at play. Oh, he repaired his pencil. He's a genius. Well, anyway, I quickly jotted down these words she said in my memo pad. Are you ready? I read it out. It's all here. Right he goes. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. A serious criminal going on some junkets. The people need to know about this. So I decided to sneak after them. Get the woman's story so I could hammer her in the press. You mean that you to say that you did indeed witness it firsthand? Dramatic. Oh yes, I saw it with my very own Jonah eyes, from start to finish, through the viewfinder of my trusty camera. Thank you, Mini-Memo-san. We'll now give a formal testimony before the courts. Dramatic. Was that exactly what it is that you witnessed of the events surrounding Miss Brett's death? Oh, I will not survive this. The big chart was made of shoddy old read screens, so there were plenty of gaps I could see inside through. Huh. Are you perverts? Perhaps? Maybe you are. The Englishwoman was sitting on the stool when the student girl came in and started arguing with her. A second later, the girl pulled out a knife, throwing the Englishwoman to the floor as she stabbed her in the back. Wait a minute. Wasn't this stab in the back? Doesn't really make sense, but it's fine. My smoldering Jonah spirit burst into flames. Quick as a flash, I whipped out my camera ready to click. I pulled upon the rough weave of one of the screens and poked the lens through the perfect shot. Oh, perfect shot? Read screens, you say? Right, you can see them clearly enough in that great shot I snapped. Hut walls were just screens, made of coarsely woven reeds. Yes, it allows the breeze to pass through and bring some relief from the surface feet. It was a breeze for me to pull my camera through and see the whole thing hotting up. Ignoring for the time being the appalling invasion of privacy involved, you witnessed everything that happened from the moment the defendant entered the hut. Oh yes, I saw it. I saw the whole thing, from start to finish. And you said that you looked the photograph through a gap in one of the screens. Luckily for me, they were pretty surely woven. I pulled the reeds apart and thrust the lens of my camera through the gap. Will I get away with it, or will I be seen? It was a gamble of a lifetime. It's an initiative of purpose that's considered admirable in the journalist, I suppose. There is one day, Rotoscope the next. That's been minimalism. At last. Well, up here we have a genuine witness to this wicked crime. Evidence and testimony are extremely compelling. I believe we may be close to a verdict. No. Wonderful news, Your Excellency. Wonderful. It cannot be denied, no. The testimony begs one very large question. Starting photograph all the making of an exceptional story for the reporter. Why then was the story never published? It seems clear to me that there are circumstances that play here that are yet to be understood. Why? Very well then, Consul. Proceed with your cross-examination. It's more to this reporter than meets the eye. It's keeping something about this case very close to his chest. His camera? Alright, let's press everything as always. What made you want to see what was happening inside the beach hut in the first place? Instinct. Can you think of a better reason? I don't know. Perhaps because as well as being a proven criminal, the person inside was a young woman? Ah. I see where you're going with this. Brace yourself, people. He's painting the journey as a voyeur. It's hardly slender, sir. The camera and you were taking pictures without the woman's knowledge. You've got it all wrong, little boy. In my mind, all that was inside that hut was a scoop. Nothing more, nothing less. Scoops know no gender. Man or woman, it's all news. That's not even minimalism. It's basic journalism. If only the courtroom was as indiscriminate. Right, so if that's all buttoned up, can we move on? The call then, witness. What sight befell your eyes when you looked inside the hut? While I put back the reeds, I could see it all as clear as day. Okay. So actually saw Mbami-san entering the hut. Yep. And she was raging. Raging like my journey spirits. And the argument you mentioned, what was that about exactly? You stole it, I didn't steal it. That kind of thing. Talking about the poison, I suppose. Focus. The student girl walked right up to the English woman and really started laying into her. I mean, if she's laid into her anymore, there will have been eggs. Ha 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 ha. The man should have been an author. His descriptive talents are wasted on journalism. Oh. The student's ranting fell on deaf ears, like a Japanese person listening to English for the first time. Anyway, the point is, the woman in the dock wasn't mightily angry. Her temper finally got the better of her, it seems, dear me. Which was the climatic moment that I call in film. You swear before this call that you actually saw the precise moment when the stabbing took place. Precise moments? I didn't see just that. I saw the whole hellish scene play out, from start to finish. Have here a simple plan of the beach hut. Perhaps you could use it to explain to the call exactly what you witnessed. Alright, it's all here in my mini menu. Wasn't this tool at the back of the hut here? Just sat at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly. It's what I have noted down. My turn to testify now. Try not to interrupt. Sheesh. The next moment, as I was watching, the evil student girl entered the hut. While the pair of them ended up in the middle of the hut arguing furiously. The English woman went for the student, but the girl dodged out of the way. In a flash, plunged the knife into her adversary back as the two passed each other. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Ah. By the way, Mini-Man-san, whilst you were watching that terrible scene unfold before your eyes through the gap in the screen, did it not occur to you to try to prevent the tragedy, rather than capture it on film? Well, journalists are only observers. Don't get involved with this or raison d'etre. So you didn't converse with Miss Brett at all? Obviously not. An observer always remains on the outside looking in. And that's something to be proud of, is it? Okay, Professor. I think the witness's last explicitly phrased statements should perhaps be added to his formal testimony. Alright, supplemented with his other statements. Realism is the foundation of minimalism. I gladly prove that my words are meaningless. Didn't set foot inside the hut at all. I'm quite sure about that. I think you have the wrong impression of me. We're talking about a murder scene here. My nose was stretched to breaking point already. Ouch. I see you were scared. Maybe I did have the wrong impression of you, yes? Was all I could do to stifle a scream and hold my hands steady enough to snap the shot. I should have summoned help before thinking of your camera. Minimalism and humanism don't always agree. Most of the time in these instances, minimalism comes out at the top. As sculptor of stories, sometimes I have to be cruel for my art. Yes, that's spot on. Claims to have spied the whole affair from start to finish. If true, his testimony is devastating. Does seem as though he's holding something back, doesn't it? If that's how you feel, I suggest that you trust your instinct and press him on everything he said. What sentence? Last one, but why? Still half asleep, but I think I should present this pen. Many memos, and until now I've had a firm belief. The newspapers are in the business of uncovering and publishing the truth. Rest doesn't lie, which is why I'm proud to wear the emblem of the Shoyu News on my arm. In a way that's more minimemoism. Sadly though, I think the journalists who write for those papers don't always share the same passion for the truth. Minimo-san, do you recognize this fountain pen? This pen was found at the scene of Miss Brad's death. Like the murdered victim was gripping it in her hand as she died. If you look at the barrel of the pen, you'll notice that its owner's initials are engraved there. RM. The initial of the accused right behind me. Coincidence? I wonder. The initials are also RM. Right then, many memo. RM. I can't focus. I'm flying. That's horse dung. Don't you see? One of the central tenets of minimalism is being a pencil user. Come on. Look at your hand. As Ghost will clearly be able to see on your right hand, there's a very obvious blue ink stain. It will appear that you must have rather carelessly left it somewhere recently. A favorite fountain pen, that is. Horsey horse dung. Minimemo-san, it's not the case that before she died, you met with Miss Giselle Brett in that hut. Why should we listen to this absurd nonsense? It's nothing but another excuse. Exactly. Yeah, everything. I was thinking of something, but now I can't remember because I'm floating. Oh my. Okay, I'm up. I'm up, I swear. There must be as many people with the initial RM as there are stars in the night sky. This has neither the time nor the inclination to count every star in the sky. There's no need anyway, because this pen has more to tell. If there's another clue that undeniably proves that its owner Ray is. Who that owner Ray is? In that case, Council Defense will now show the court where this alleged clue lies. Of course, Your Excellency. Well, just here. Present. As well as the initials, there is also an emblem on this fountain pen. An emblem that you will of course recognize, Minimemo. the emblem of the Shui News. In other words, the owner of this pen is an employee of the Shoyu News whose initials are RM. Suddenly the stars in the sky don't seem so numerous, do they? Well, many Memo-san, how do you respond? Explain yourself, witness. Oh. So this is how the mighty Supreme Court works, is it? Use nothing but honest tactics. Alright then. Fine. Won't try to hide it anymore. Yes, now long before that grim tragedy unfolded. I, a Shui News reporter on behalf of the public, conducted an interview with the English woman. Never mentioned this before. What exactly was it? Before that evil little student girl showed her face in the hut, couldn't have lasted more than 2 or 3 minutes, that's all. Just a brief exchange. It came to nothing, and as we, many memoirists, say, the people don't pay the dues for unworthy news. However insignificant you deemed it to be, this court cannot overlook the meeting between yourself and his victim. We'll testify now under the oath about the precise nature of this meeting and what transpired. It's alright, but on one condition. In all good conscience, I couldn't speak out alone about this. You need to call back the early witness, Seki Natsumi. According to my notes here, that man, a secret of his own, brace yourselves. It's not a harmless one, it's big. My secret is every older man's front page story. Very well, we'll grant the witness's request in this instance. Summon the witness. Alright, so we'll now have 2 people. I asked the English woman for an interview, but she declined, so I left the hut without making a fuss. Watching screening from outside, I saw that woman being stabbed. So the woman being stabbed and the other witnesses come running. So we ran off to fetch help. That's when Tryman here asked the woman a very significant question. Didn't say anything about that in his testimony. Which is why many men away now. You mean to say the victim? The victim regained consciousness? When she did, you decide to ask her a question? The woman gave him a very pinch my thumb. Shitty chair. The woman gave him. It hurt so much. Redefined answer. So that it incriminates the accused. Why didn't you mention this before, you yokel yak back? What if it wasn't even a conversation? It was the withering English rose question, I won't deny it. She could no longer speak, was barely conscious even. Ah. Alright, let's see. What are the secrets? I actually pass out very soon, so past an hour I will stop, actually. So maybe after this cross-examination. Ask her for an interview, say? Well, of course I did. I wanted to ask her about the incident she was involved in at the end of the last year. The case in which Dr. John H. Wilson lost his life? That's not the way I phrased it. Minimalism calls for straight talking. Why did you murder Dr. Wilson? Is how I put it to her. That sort of talking is as straight as a ruler. Ask every question as if you're asking for the menu in the restaurants. A veteran at the paper told me that. God damn it. Mystery is a woman's charm. They told me so what's right out there. Yeah, I can read. Every room, the best way, the veteran on the paper told me that. Assistance wins the prize. Any many memoirs will tell you that. I don't think you've left just when the lower they're gone. That's when you swoop in for the scoop. God damn it. Now you found me, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I've got nothing more to hide. What do you say? I'm already passing out at each sentence and what happened exactly? Okay. They did realize that the victim was still had the pulse. He ran off to fetch help. So stick it in the huts. Blubbering wreck. Being all over from stop moving, you motherfucker. tired as hell, so please. His 6 experiences in London have scared him deeply. The walls seemed to close in around me while I recited a prayer to Amida Buddha. My gods. The sutras are to resound in my count room, please. Okay, that's the interesting part here. What exactly did it say? Mom, tell us now. In truth, I've been catching crabs at the water's edge and building castles in the sand, you see? Then, all of a sudden, from the little beach huts, a young girl's panic-stricken cries for help pierced the air. I ran to the beach to see what was happening, finding the defendant leaning over the collapsed victim. As soon as Inspector Osonaga saw Miss Brett's on the ground, he sprinted off to get help. And then, just a moment later, I heard a faint moan. A moan from the dead English woman. Huh. What happened here? Why did you ask her? Who did this to you? Ah, simple. She said nothing in response. My gods! He who asked a question in full for minutes? Having been labeled criminal twice during my time in Great Britain, I was quick to make up my mind. Rather to be a fool for a minute than remain a fool in prison forever. The white English woman say nothing. Nor mimics her. Oh. Read reports of it on his time in Great Britain. Can't say I'm surprised at his xenophobia. See now? Should respond in a matter of speaking, I suppose. I'm still waiting for that, actually. Miss Red pointed finger at the defendants. Is that true? We'll need the map. It's not easy to stand here and say this, but when we first entered the beach hut, the woman was sprawled on the floor before us, with the student girl standing on the far side of her. Can't be denied the direction of the student girl who stands accused today. We're neglecting this. It's not a British court of law. We will respond in Japanese. about the back of the head, but I was trembling. It was trembling. Oh. You bet it, I feel as though perhaps she was pointing in a slightly different direction. That's really helpful. You just need to think only that and it will be perfect. I'm too tired now. Or anything other than that. With the memory of events and the direction in which the victim was pointing are both unclear? That's it, unclear. Very, very unclear. Cough, cough. My belly have been conscious, and yet perhaps her finger wavered slightly. There can be no doubt that this was an attempt by the victim to confirm the identity of the assailants. As the court can see, there was no one other than the accused in the direction the victim was pointing. It is now abundantly clear that no one besides the accused could possibly have committed his crime. Huh. Just not any credible arguments to contrary, I believe. Come on, say it. But who took the picture? If we look at the angle, it's exactly at this direction. So we can also say that maybe it's the photograph. It's so obvious. I'm too tired, man. Too tired. Or just walls to say nothing but that. We should have claimed with evidence. The judge will give the ruling, the trial will be over. Blah blah, it's impossible, father. We don't even know the crime was committed yet. Possible that the death may seem, we have no choice. We must think of it, we'll learn something else in all these details and confidence we'll find the clue we need. Photograph. Blah blah blah, she told us what happened at the precise moment Miss Brett was killed. This woman was sitting in the back of the hut, listening to what I was saying. Then, a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet. Collapsing on the floor in front of me, with a knife in the back. How could Miss Brett have been stabbed in the back and the beach hut was empty but for a cell? Somewhere in the middle. Come on! All the screens? There's been an answer on that question. Be creative. I don't even need to read, actually. We can just talk about something else and it will absolutely be helpful. Not helpful. It'll be the same, actually. I know how. Finally. I'm too tired for this. Since I respectfully ask you to postpone your adjudication for the time being. To what end, counsel? Defense would like to present the court with an alternative theory. An alternative theory that can explain who the victim was actually trying to implicate with a dying gesture. Shut the hell up. Listen until the end. Motherfucker. It wasn't around the time, but mastering all her remaining strength, and pointing a trembling finger in the killer's direction. It's fiction, fantasy. So sure, so counsel prepared to hear your alternative theory? Young Ryutaro Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. You present your latest theory to the court by means of this plan. What exactly are you proposing the culprit was concealed? Here. Naruto-san will never give up, and I'm a Naruhodo now. The true culprits. The lady stabbed Miss Brett was concealed in this location here. Are you mad? Or maybe you're sick. It seems your memory is quite bad. If you put a whole objective inside, how can you not just put single knife. That makes no sense. How can it make no sense? Listen. Yeah. Where I was hiding to get my scoop snap. Didn't get any suspicious individuals loitering about, I can swear to that. The culprit had been outside the hut. There's no way that he could have— oh my. Blah 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 blah. Well, let's just think that is precisely the way Miss Red was killed. Bluffing, you're bluffing. This assertion is clear. Doesn't help, actually. Oops. That's actually not the best one. From the outside the huts. Should be a visible trace somewhere. Oh, so it is actually. I was thinking that maybe it wasn't this, and so I decided not to use it. It's the other picture. This one. The original photographic print of the crime scene. Okay, no, actually, I will not sleep anymore because now I'm awake, actually. It's clearly visible in the prints. Trace of the failed thrust that was delivered from outside the beach hut. There's no hint of any such things. Maybe your glasses don't work properly, because if you look at the back of this hut, the modelist appears to have noticed what it is that I'm referring to. Counsel, once again I must call you on to be explicit for the court. Useless people. Look closely just here. The screen at the back of the hut, you can see the effects of a blade waving being forced through the reeds. Can't see any such thing. It's true that the hut in question had 4 walls as you'd expect. However, by parting the reeds, a knife blade could easily penetrate them. The true culprit actually stabbed the victim from outside the beach hut. Of everyone present at the scene, there's only one person who could have done that. Only one person who was directly outside the hut when Miss Red was killed. Oh, we don't even need to accuse him. It would only have been you. This preposterous idea leaves me almost speechless. Just look at this photographic. The victim lies almost exactly in the center of the beach hut, does she not? Are we to assume as part of the farcical scenario the assailant was a knife thrower? Wait. If she's actually like that, how could she actually point? Maybe if she points without looking, like behind her. Of course not. We're not. Recall the testimony of the defendant about the events just before the victim's death. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. She just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable. Come on. Come on. Blah blah blah. Oh my god, a stool! What the hell? The victim was... Jill was sitting on that stool. A stab wound to her back delivered through the reed screen. Having been attacked, Miss Brett rose to her feet instinctively. Then, unable to speak, she collapsed on the floor in the middle of the hut. Before the defendant, Membami's and appalled eyes. And that, Your Excellency, is the truth of what happened on the beach that day. What about the poison? By silence, I can take it, don't deny it. Finally! Actually, I wanted to finish quickly because I will start to become a bit more sleepy again. This court has to establish the truth of this matter, which means that defendants Membami is innocent of the crime. He's innocent of the crime? Already? Again, what of my growth of hope? Accept this. I will therefore move to the proceedings by delivering. Well, if you think about it. Well, this is all very convenient. Is how the highest court in the almighty empire delivers justice, is it? Suppressing well-meaning citizen freedom to speak and branding them as criminals. So the fact that she actually removed the knife. And the question about the poison? Established that the victim was stabbed from the outside the hut through the reed screen walls. No one but you was in place at the time to have his hand on the hilt of the blade. It's a perfectly logical deduction. It only hinges on the location of whoever stabbed the English woman, does it? Well, it seems a little irrelevant now. Where she was stabbed, how she was stabbed, doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no difference if you think about it. After all, Tress already shown the whole thing hinges on something else. So when she removed the knife, that well, the victim died. We're talking about. Brace yourself, little man. I'm talking about the fact that everything's changed because of the dirt you dug up. Explain yourself, witness. Poison, of course. Let's ask the professor for comments on the situation, shall we? Said that the deadly poison you were developing was stolen from your laboratory, correct? Been sure that the poison was administered to the victim, Miss Brett, is that right? It's correct. An unusual contraction of the victim's pupil or sure sign that this particular poison was used. I see. So, presumably that means the victim already had the poison in her body before she was stabbed. Given that her pupils were clearly constricted, it seems highly likely yes. If she had been dead already, the poison could not have circulated in her blood. refreshing to hear the arguments of a metropolitan mind. Precisely, it matters not a jot who stabbed whom, in whose back, and with whose blade. Quite simply, the English woman's life was taken not by the knife, but by the poison. No poison, no blade. Restate it. Wait, she got stabbed then? Blade of the weapon used to attack the victim had no trace of poison on it whatsoever. Turned out to be a headline making red herring. Is that about right? Well, where does this leave us? Oh, in that case, did the poison enter the victim's body? The lady most likely imbibed it. Drink it? Both carbonated water and a glass had been knocked out onto the sand floor of the beach hut. The poison could have been slipped into either. What do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. This will make a great front page shot. By the bewitching stare. After all, I'm the last person you should be looking at. In the sense that I told her to poison the woman, would it? I mean, that's been established already. What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. That's a little hard to believe, given that the person who established it was you. It means that he's actually outside when she died. Call upon the witness to give further testimony. You're a shot of the magnificent bird, Your Excellency. Permit it to be impossible that you were the one responsible for administering poison to the victim. Explain to the court in the testimony the basis upon which you make such a claim. I'm a journo, and I'm a man. I've never tried to run or hide from anything in my life. And I'm not about to start now, because that's minimalism. For a brief moment I thought it may be the truth, but it slipped right back into obscurity again. Just where is this trial going to take us? Alright. I said them. Oh wow. It's that very fact that proves I'm innocent. So why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I had already poisoned her? I heard that student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing it got my goat. Courts weren't going to punish Brett for what she did. Someone else would have to see justice done. That's it? She admitted it then. Everything happened as I described. The one who stabbed Miss Brett in the back through the reed screen. You can blame this miserable country of ours. The country that boasts the pressure of foreign powers. True. Let's murderers walk free. What kind of future can a country like that have? So I did it. I did what pathetic leaders didn't have the guts to do. Slap bang in the middle of that charming lady's back, I plunged the blade of sweet justice right in there. As someone who spends his life seeing that the truth is told, I feel really awful about giving false testimony, my testimony before. But as it turns out, it was somebody else who who had it in. The victim and got to her before me. You guessed it? A pretty thin girl, but there's a woman after my own heart. She's the one who gave the poison to an English woman and ended her beautiful existence. And suddenly snap! The journal here is off the hook. The argument is sound, suddenly. The witness had administered the poison himself, and he'd only have waited for it to take effects. Subsequently, stabbing the victim in the back would have been entirely nonsensical. Nothing to do with the poisoning, yes, it's all quite logical. That's right, it is logical and true. I'm glad you've all seen the light. Justice at last! Unbelievable. After I made such progress proving him his guilt, is he going to get away with it now? Think of them, they never stop looking for a way forward until the judge's final gravel. Alright, final cross-examination. Actually, we'll finish this trial. Maybe. I want to sleep. I'm sorry. I walk too much. I'm too tired, man. You didn't give the poison to the victim. Obviously, that'd be like putting a belt on your trousers when you were already wearing braces like these. Some people do it, actually. The poison following which the witness stabbed the victim. An unforgivable act, deadly but not one of murder. Crime rests. Ah. That is how the law works, you see, yokel? Who knows, you may even learn something here today. Consecutive attempts on her life in the space of minutes. Quite a day for the victim. Do something that evil and you've got it coming. That's how the law works. Law of reckoning. Isn't the kind of law this court upholds. You'll reiterate why you were compelled to stab the victim then, witness. But exactly what they're agreeing about. Arguing? Well, what happened in that restaurant 9 months ago, that's what. A young girl was laying into an English woman, killing her beloved mentor, Dr. Wilson. Professor of Medicine, invited here from England by Professor Mikoto no less. Right, but the English woman just cheer. Case was to be heard by the British Consular Court in Shanghai. However, there's little doubt that she will simply have been acquitted and sent back to her homeland as a free woman. Was eating that... It was eating. A thin girl up inside, you could see it. You felt it in her. I can't stand here and listen to this tribe. No, you can't. In the middle of some very important testimony here, just keep quiet and listen. This alpha man is making all of this up. You have to make them listen. Excellency, please implore you. Jolis is clearly not a trustworthy witness. He's a filthy, rotten, black-hearted, bigoted, dirty, great, peeping Tom. I think the court should hear what the defendant has to say. Excellency, I see no need to whatever the accuser remarks. Grand request of defense. Oh. It's likely to be the final cross-examination of these proceedings. As such, I believe it will be ill-advised to stifle the defendant's obvious concerns. So, whilst recognizing that this contravenes regular protocol, I hereby call upon the defendant to speak. What's it nothing to do with Mr. Well, yeah. We knew. The stolen poison that killed the victim, you mean? I suspected her of being the one to steal it. Just think about how she killed the Wilson. Additionally, Miss Brett suddenly had knowledge of the new poison. Surely it will be no easy task to seal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government. All visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, keeping poison out will be very difficult. I said Professor Mikotoba until he agreed to show me the poison when I visited the laboratory. As I left, I was searched from top to tail. Red rather bluntly revealed the existence of the toxin we'd been developing, you see. And since the Sagisan expressed such an interest in it, I felt unable to refuse. I gave nothing away, other than the fact that it was an extremely potent substance. For a shame of myself, it's just that I've had a singularly terrible experience with deadly poison. You did? To find out if my suspicions were true, I confronted Miss Brett about the poison. I told her that if there were to be an incident involving it somehow, it wouldn't just be the university. The military will be dragged into it, the whole government even. It will be a complete disaster. How did Miss Brett respond to your concerns? She just curled those beautiful lips of hers and said she didn't know the first thing about it in English, actually. What's one question if you don't mind? We were outside the beach listening in while the defendant and Miss Red were conversing. Presumably then it was you who wrote this article about what you heard. I can't talk. Exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. The story was published in this morning edition of Shoyu News. Details are too accurate for it to have been written by anyone else. Look at this. The article is almost what I say to Miss Brett, word for word. Well, mini memo. As a journalist and as a citizen of a free country, I have to reveal my sources. It's a funny principle of mini-memoism. I was clearly right about this. The reporter did write this article and he based it on what he overheard from outside the huts. That's what it was all about. We were trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in. So he came up with this stinking story about me arguing with her. It was stinky. Look, whatever you say, little girl, doesn't alter the facts. Sensei, there's something I want to say, and I want it to go on record. I don't know. As she doubted the efficacy of the poison and so to make sure the victim will die. Osnang. It will be like pouring pepper on your Chinese ramen before you even tasted it. Completely reckless. Although it might surprise you to learn that I'm a bit of an impetuous pepper pourer. This happens. Once the victim had taken the poison, she would have been only minutes away from death. And then proceed to stab her in the back as well. Has to have been a good reason for that. It was the reporter who gave the poison to Miss Brett, then clearly. Must have done it prior to Ray entering the huts. Undeniable. Was one very crucial change in the situation. It's found on nature, and there could be a key here. Oh. If the victim had unwittingly taken the poison already, the reporter would have had no reason to stab her. On the face of it, their logic sounds entirely reasonable. There's no question that this man was responsible for Miss Brett's death, murder. I could think of a possible explanation as to why he might have stabbed her even after the poisoning. I feel sure that everything will drop into place. That's what we should be looking for. How to do that, I must try to glean more information. You admit you had murderous intentions toward Miss Bratz. And my sense of justice? The sense of justice. Pure evil, cold-blooded killer, committing murder right here on our empire soil. They're good for nothing government do anything? No chance. Had to step in. I the flag of justice put things right for the people, yet it was my civic duty. That's what drove me to do it. Murderous intentions then. I was blight. I had to do what was right with society. Slowly because the poisoning was nothing to do with me at all. Okay, what were they arguing about? No. What should I do actually? If we think about what we have. I'm just guessing that this is a new statement, and also this is a new proof, not proof, evidence. But I don't actually know exactly why. But before I explain it, I'd like you to confirm something for the courts. Glean the information for from this newspaper article from what you overheard outside the huts. Of course he did, there can be no question of that. After all, when we were all in the laboratory together. What's all is that it was a triple toxin. There's one more important fact to consider. According to the witness, Membami-san's verbal attack against the victim began as soon as she entered the hut. In other words, it would have been possible for her to have slipped the poison into Miss Brett's drink. The memo has made it quite clear that he observed every single thing that happened in the beach hut. The defendant had somehow found an opportunity this man would have seen it. Miss Brett couldn't have imbibed the poison whilst the defendant was present. It would have been mystery to her before Membami-san entered the hut. Alright. I walked into the hut, I immediately started to press Miss Brett about the poison. I overheard some worrying information. About the governance? Namely, that the poison was being developed in strict secrecy that it couldn't be readily obtained. So in fact, that's quite an understatement. The only possible place it could come from is my lab. And furthermore, anyone afflicted by the poison will exhibit telltale signs in death. Extreme contraction of the pupils. It's quite stark when you see it. All the poisons that show similar symptoms, but not ammonia substances that are undetectable. In other words, it will be clear that the victim's life had been ended by the use of this particular poison, which will reduce the number of suspects to only a handful of people. None of them will be foolish enough to attempt to use it for some nefarious deed. Therefore, we can conclude that whoever demonstrated aware of its telltale properties. I don't see why it will be a problem actually. It was you who stole the poison from the laboratory that day. It was you who administered it to the unwitting victim. You quickly realized it was a terrible mistake. Poison caused such unusual symptoms and was so traceable. and was so traceable. And as you listen in from the far side of the beach hut's thin walls, you learn of these facts. Already given the victim the poison at that point, was too late. So you hatch a plan to disguise your mistake. A plan that involves stabbing the victim in the back through the rear screen. What good could that possibly do? Isn't that too obvious, Counsel? The plan was to kill Miss Brett before the poison could take effect. Once in the blood, the poison causes the onset of pupil constriction. He had hoped to precipitate the victim's death before that happened, hadn't he? Exactly. So without any revealing signs of the new secret poison's use, no one will ever have suspected it. Extraordinary. As the effects of the poison meant it will be too easily identified, so the killer had to mask its use, which he attempted to do by plunging the knife into the middle of the victim's back. The prosecutor have a counter-argument it wishes to put forward. Cover completely. How? Play shows that in much the same way as he nurtures the remnants of his top knots, it's clinging to lost hope. Ouch. Full samurai. I don't need the counter-arguments. It should be bluntly obvious. Stole the poison, you say? Give it to the victim, you say? Stab her, you say? Lots of fine theories. But I don't need the counter-argument because you don't have an argument yourself. Where's your evidence? Yes, you make it all sound so plausible, don't you? But without evidence, it means nothing. Whereas I base my news on facts. I mean, what the professor said earlier in this trial. Every word, every slip of tongue, all nodded. That's what the street news, the bar of the printed wall. Would be no easy task. Probably search on the lead, blah blah blah. I'm back. Whoever stole it from the laboratory that day is the true culprit here. What's your point, you annoyingly handsome country bumpkin? My point is, there is one way that you, Mini Mimosa, could have stolen the poison that day. Alright, what all must be shown is evidence. What proof do you have to stole the poison on that day in question? Present it. Proof, Your Excellency. Is this funding pain? Pen, how can that possibly be irrelevant? His magical pen somehow seems to have enough ink to write many thousands of kanji characters. What if they arrived in the country for the first time some 15 years ago now? Sorted by weasel hair, calligraphy brush and nothing else, these newfangled pens are merely a fad. Of my fountain pen. Blah blah blah. Fountain pen have a small reservoir in the barrel, in which ink is stuck up for the name of the pen in order to write with lather. You said it's possible to suck ink up into the reservoir. It's also possible to eject it. With the name again, of course. Well, Mini Momo. You saw the deadly poison before your eyes in the laboratory that day. You used your fountain pen, your very lifeblood, to steal from some of it, didn't you? By siphoning the poison up through the nib into the pen's reservoir. Tired, man. It never happened. We've heard that there were procedures in place to prevent thefts like this from the laboratory. But will anyone have thought to look inside a fountain pen of all places? A little ashamed to say that for fear of offending our guests, such a detailed search will not have been conducted. It's quite startling, I must say. I remind the court that this pen was found in the clutches of the victim when she died. In other words, was dropped at the scene by Mini Momo. The crucial question is, when exactly was the pen dropped? The true conclusion is that in your haste to act whilst the victim was distracted for a moment, you dropped the pen after you emptied the poison from it into her glass. Witz could have been using his pen to write down details of his conversation with the victim. Shocked by one of her treacherous answers, the pen fell from his quivering hand. That can't be. It was how to explain why the pen was void of ink. You can see for yourself, examine evidence. There will appear to be no ink present in the reservoir. When newspaper reporters goes to interview someone with nothing in his pen. The pen was dropped after the poison that filled its reservoir had been emptied into the victim's glass. Ugh. What do you have to say in your defense? What if the ink was in my pen runs dry? What if the ink in my pen runs dry? So what if my pencil snaps? Can always claw my back into the game. Have plenty in reserve. You claim I sucked the poison up into my pen. That's wild speculation, nothing more. Before you could bring down a fine upstanding citizen with a trick like that, think again. Looks as though it's going to take one final decisive blow to finish this matter. The situation is now very simple. It rests upon whether or not the witness did indeed steal the poison on the day in question. And therefore it all depends upon whether or not the defense can prove that he did with evidence. It's simple. The Courtroom evidence is everything. Something you will do well to remember. We are well past the point of speculation in this stage, I assure you. Alright, here's the evidence. This will be the final piece in the puzzle. Well, it's a bottle containing a unique chemical region that can identify the poison in question. Poison is an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids, developed by my colleagues and I. It would be impossible to detect traces of it by any other method. Or from another perspective, simply with this chemical reagent, anybody at all could check for traces of the poison. One drop of the contents of this bottle on the tip of your fountain pen, mini memo, is all it will take to solve this case beyond all reasonable doubt. Your crimes are bad enough, but at least know when to admit defeat. Excellency, defense requests permission to carry out the test on the fountain pen at once. Pen. Fountain pen. What the frick is that? Pirate drove me to the civilization. I took my arms and my field, turns the battlefield for Justice Raiders has been annoyed. No, it's Naruhodo. You do it right. It was a takedown, wasn't it? Wait. Was a Rutaro takedown? The instant the first drop of the region touched the nib of the fountain pen, it was clear to everyone present. What color? No color? When I saw it there in the lab, the poison, the evil got hold of me and decided to do it on a whim. Excused myself and emptied all the ink down the sink in the bathroom, washing the reservoir out carefully. And then you waited for an opportunity to suck up some of the poison, didn't you? Into your fountain pen. Fountain pen. Ooh, that's right. Answer me one thing, Mini Memo. Why did you steal it? For what purpose? Find out what it was made of. Expose it in an article. I mean, it was a secret project after all. Too juicy for a journal like me to pass up. So why did the English woman end up dead? Why did you that hurt intending to quiz her on the situation, that's all, as reporter. Known killer enjoying full freedom, evading justice by leaving the country. Told her what I thought about it. She just laughed in my face. Far Eastern caveman reporting to practice journalism. Really must learn the difference between reporting and listening at doorways. You ignorant plebeian. Contrary with its pretensions to a justice system, the free press. It's very depressing. Is there superior ways in the West, yet you lack the mental capacity to emulate them? Get out of here, you oaf. Get out and crawl back into the cave you came from. That's when I remembered about the deadly poison I happened to have in my pen at that time. What the hell? In my head, I knew I should just get out of there as quickly as possible, but I couldn't. Couldn't let her get away with that, with what she'd done, when she really had no remorse at all. I suppose it was my journey spirit getting all fired up. I'd like to ask you something. Hmm? You often talk about justice. But surely as a journalist, you could use other means to deliver the justice you saw. There's no justice in the press. After that trial 9 months ago, I kept digging and digging to find out what had happened in that courtroom. And finally, I discovered the truth. It was a cover-up. That's what it was. Cover-up? What do you mean? Careful what you say. Come on, doesn't it strike you as strange? You're certainly not allowed to convict a foreign national. Consular jurisdiction could never have come into it. And yet that puffed up English woman was going to sail away into the sunset. A free woman. The only possible explanation is that behind the scenes some deal had gone down between Britain and Japan. What sort of deal? Done my research, dug up all the dirt, was all ready to be published. You know what happened? The editor just tore the article up. The pressure from the governments. The government is going to let criminals walk free. They're going to crush the free press. And what choice do I have but to see justice? To see that justice is done by myself. Let's not forget. You committed murder yourself and you tried to lay the blame at the defendant's door. Sorry, but you know better than Giselle Brett. Truth is, you have no right to talk about justice at all. I suppose. Reach a conclusion in this trial at least, at last. Counsel for defense, Rutaro Naruhodo. Yes. Just musing in a melee way here. It's almost unbelievable that this is your first experience of the Supreme Court. What an excellent performance. Truth, it very much reminded me of your cousin's exploits. Oh, Inosuke, you mean? The way he handled the trial 9 months ago, and the way he handled this one. You. Gives me hope that we are gently entering a new era of justice into this land. In this land. Very flattering, Your Excellency. The defense you put forward today made me feel more keenly. The future of a justice system will be forged by you and your contemporaries. Thank you. The prosecutor, Oichi, do you have any final thoughts? Ah. I take it Tsuchi of the Oichi clan have been invested by Kao youth, not once now but twice. There wasn't a shred of my former self left, was withered and died here today. Journey to cultural enlightenment sure took a while, didn't it? Rather than living on in shame, we'll end it all with this blade. That is the true path to Aochism. One hopes that's the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness. Let's break off my top knot. Time is right for farewell. Hope is for lost forever. The Kitsushi. Okay. Amen. Can't believe that it's finishing with that scene. This trial. Damn. The gods of the defendant remember me. Your Excellency, I reach my final verdict. I hereby find you innocent, not guilty. Court is adjourned. Oh, we still need to finish with the conclusion. Here. It's over. My heart is still pounding in my chest though. All I can do, just to stay standing. Boys have such great responsibility, such great burden to bear. One day in the Rodo-san. Nothing. Thank you so much. You were so dashing in there. Father, Ray. Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you've... Oh, I'm going to cry. Wasn't easy, but together we made it. Was on the verge of tears at the end too. The reason I'm still here is because of you. Don't take all the credit. I took courage to tell the truth in there. Just to... I don't know. You did wonderfully, Ray, so I would have to say that the congratulations belong to you too. Friends, equals, the trial's over, so no more of this formal, superior, humiliating nonsense. It's time to celebrate with swagger. Throw caution into the wind. Caution to the great defense lawyer, Ryutaro Nahodo. I'm taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow. Or something. Huh. Think about it. At the rate, we really knocked the wind out of that horrid man. It felt so good. It was. Isn't there anybody else who could throw it together? Are you kidding me? There it is, at last. Ray's lovely smile. Fall for your friends to the very least. Last. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. Defense attorney Ryutaro Naruto. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without your help. Anyway, it's time to bid farewell to Ritaro. She'll miss him in a way, I think. It's back to Saru Mikotoba now. I'll never see him again. What a terrible shame. Oh no. Oh, hello. That really you? Changed my appearance for, well, obvious reasons, I hope. It's me. Saru Mikotoba. Dashing divine. Doubly dashing, yes, and devilishly divine, just look at you. And no idea, Mr. Sato acquires. That you were locum student Naruhodo San's Esquire's cousin. Ah. We're not. Poor Soseki. So confused. But the first time I ever met him, he was in a prison cell in London. Through a conundrum it was that the unwitting student from Japan found himself embroiled in. But after Naruto's and skillful defense, the Old Bailey Soseki-san was free to return to Japan. Now he seems to have earned himself great fame as an author. Understand that's a truly impressive disguise. Ah. I had no idea. And I'm the Chief Inspector of the Police Bureau, who came up with Mr. Total, no less. Not sure you should be admitting to that, Professor. Basically, you're a woman of many faces, I see. Just two, really. Sorry. Not a patch on you there, Inspector. Well, I'm a professional, of course. I do worry about Inspector Sunaga sometimes. I really do. Oh, too many flashbacks. 9 months ago, when he appeared here at the Supreme Court to testify, he was undercover, disguised as the head waiter of restaurants. Then on the steamship to Great Britain, of course, this guided the seller to keep us safe on the journey. They didn't help you, did it, Kazuma-sama? From my perspective, I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about all this. We know the truth has been lost forever. What do you mean? Talking about the murder that the English woman committed at the end of the last year. The English doctor she killed, as I understand it. Dr. John H. Wilson, yes, the man I invited to Japan personally. The mystery is, why did she kill him? Now the culprit herself is dead. We'll probably never know the answer. Voyage to Great Britain, we had a most unexpected encounter with Mr. Howell Sholmes. The great detective I've been. I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course. My arch-nemesis, how lightly you utter his name. Well, according to the stories published about him in the Adventures of Howell Sholmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes, a best friend. That man was an exceptional doctor of medicine, John H. Wilson. I just can't believe it. I can't believe that it's coincidence. think that the English doctor of medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend and partner of Mr. Shams. That's really true. And the poor girl will never see her beloved father again. As you know, I traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born. Yes, grandmother told me about it. I returned to Japan and took up my professorship at the Imperial Yumei University. I also served another role as an advisor to the government on diplomatic affairs. Yes, I was aware of that as well. In that case, I'm sure you will understand. There are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you. You just tell me on one thing. Why is Simon be back to Japan? It's been 2 months now since I returned. I left England was because of an urgent telegram that arrived from Japan. Said that you'd collapsed with a high fever and you were growing weaker by the day. Oh, it doesn't seem so. That's what I'd like to know, because after the long sea voyage I found you in fine health, father. Was something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way or harm me? That's really the only explanation I can think of. Dear me, do you reserve your most cunning glares for your father, Sato? I'm sorry, my dear, I simply can't. Oh, mini memo. Well, maybe it'll be useful then. No, calm down. It'll be useful. There was one last thing to say before they take me away, Professor. I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. That visiting student's fate. Visiting students? It's not Brett, you mean? No, not her. The student of Flo. Left for Great Britain 8 months ago. Kazuma? What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma? Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know what the guy never made it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England. That he died on the steamship. That he'll never. What the frick? I didn't expect to find him here. What were you officers playing at? I was going to tell you that the rickshaw has arrived, Eugene. It's a good job I came by. Thank you for dealing with him. I'll be there shortly. Excellency. Trial's over. Not your Excellency anymore. Your father's friend, Teishiro Jigoku. May I say that since I saw you last, you seem to have taken on more dashing appearance. Susato? Huh. You know all along? The start of the trial. Just sees everything. I'll let you take the risk. If Seiichiro here hadn't known and then he'd recognize you, had the word in his ear beforehand. There's no friend. Shall we? We rule on that case. We now have various diplomatic issues to address. Thanks, but well done again, both of you. You did admirably. What do you think of my Seiichiro sling? It's been a while since I sent a man flying like that. It's similar to a Susato takedown. Whatever could father be hiding from me? About Giselle Brett, about Dr. Wilson. Now it seems, according to the reporter, about Kazuma. I'm going to have to bring this up with Father sometime. When nobody else is around. Oh. Hello? Could I have a water? What is it? I think perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again like this now. You see? There's something I need to tell you. I believe it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England. A bit once. As you know, my time in England was terrible. Cursed, have no doubt. Such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness that hollow Sam stepped in. He secured my freedom. I couldn't wait to get on a ship back here to my homeland. When you arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experiences to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Mikotoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my reports. My father seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the reports, but eventually having thoroughly quizzed me. It was the very next day that he sent a telegram to you, asking you to return to Japan. So what was it? These particular parts. I don't really know exactly. But do you remember them? Those two terrible cases I was caught up in. Never forget. I forgot. Second case. The one Mr. Shulms forbade any of us to talk about in public. Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of is the first. Listen to what that dastardly detective says. Anyway, the point is that case somehow holds the key to all these curious and unanswered questions. The horrific, hideous, heinous case. Case of the haunted lodgings. And I guess this is the case that we've never done, actually. That case somehow caused my father to summon me gently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over. It seems I was wrong. Perhaps it was the only start. That was only the start. Perhaps the story is not yet told. Wow.
こうしてかの英国留学生の事件は決着がついたのでございます。大司院に立ってほんの少し分かったような気がいたしました。なるほど様が異国の法廷で何に立ち向かっているのかを。今日はもう一つお知らせしたいことがあって筆を取りました。夏目漱石様がおっしゃった2つ目の事件。父は何も語りませんが、あの事件にはどうやら大きな謎を解く重要な鍵が眠っているようでございます。あの事件の記録はお部屋の棚の左隅に残しておきました。よろしければ振り返ってみてはいかがでしょうか。日本はいよいよ夏の盛り、今日も抜けるような青空でございます。なるほど様、もう一度お会いしたく存じます。すさと。
She's talking to Rinosuke, I guess. Alright, so we progress here. And we can stop there. Ah, finally. God damn it. It was way too long. I'm way too tired now. Well, as always, thank you for watching. It was a pleasure. be here and to play the game. I actually like it, but I'm just so tired and it's just so obvious that I feel so annoyed by it. But well, now we're back. Now that we've finished that, I don't know. It's still an engaging story. Well, we'll see what we'll have to do next time. As always, thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope you had some interesting time. For me, I need to go back and sleep finally. Maybe I'll sleep enough for once. Have a good day, good night, or maybe a good evening, good morning, maybe even. Take care and see you, simply. So then, wow, so tired. Could eat a brick, I'm so tired. Bye. Doesn't mean anything to say eat a brick, actually.